As girls grow old and we all lose our charms in the end. But square cut or pear shape, these rocks don't lose their shape. Diamonds are a girl's best friend.
Hello everyone, today I'm going to talk about this book called Fragments. So this book provides us with the rare and deep understanding of Norma Jean's as well as Marilyn Monroe's mind. It just rubs away the picture of a dumb blonde that Hollywood created and introduces us to this brilliant, insightful lady that really existed. It requires a lot of adjectives to describe this woman. I can structure this book into personal note 1943, letters, poems, and intimate notes. So this book is a very rare collection of Marilyn Monroe's poems, intimate notes, letters, etc. And through this book we relive the moments she lived, and we meet the people she met, and we just meet the real her, and we just travel through a diamond mine.
Talk to me, Harry Winston, tell me all about it.
I've selected this to talk about because it divulges the ingenuity of 17-year-old mind of Norma Jean. I think this was the earliest thing found written by Marilyn Monroe. I mean, Marilyn Monroe wrote it when she was still Norma Jean. In this note, Norma Jean talks about her insecurities, fears, and about her relationship with her husband Jim. She writes that at 15, I strongly felt a pattern of insecurity, and sometimes I really wonder, by looking at this line, how a woman with such mesmerizing beauty and brilliant character could also feel insecure. She writes about her husband, that how foolishly loyal she had been to him and how he took advantage of that. Marilyn Monroe, Norma Jean Martinson, was born on June 1st, 1926 to Gladys Pearl Baker. Gladys Pearl Baker, due to the pressure from 2 divorces and death of her mother, couldn't care for Norma Jean. So Norma Jean grew up in orphanages and foster homes where there had been times when she was even abused. So this is just the brief introduction to the amazing path that Marilyn Monroe traveled in.
Every baby needs a daddy. Could my daddy be you?
There are a good number of poems in this book, but 2 of them struck me the most. So let us start with the first one. Life, I am both of your directions, somehow remaining hanging downward the most. But strong as a cobweb in the wind I exist, more with the cold glistening frost. But my beaded rays have the colors I've seen in a painting. Ah, life, they have cheated you. So this poem really describes Marilyn's personality well, because we see this sunny, luminous girl on screen, but deep inside she's frozen. She's just like a sculpture made of ice containing all the colors of a painting. She may seem fragile, she may seem kind, but she isn't. Her interior is so strong, because she compares herself to the cobweb that doesn't even break in the strongest wind. So, the next one. Only parts of us will ever touch parts of others. One's own truth is just that, really, one's own truth. We can only share the part that is within another's knowing acceptable. So one is for most part alone, as it is meant to be evidently in nature. At best, perhaps it could make our understanding seek another's loneliness out. So this poem is so related to Marilyn's death, because everybody had their own versions of it and no one really knew the truth. We just know the parts of others. We really don't know anybody's truth. That is why for most part we are alone, like she was. We just know a bit of her family history. We see the pretty pictures of her, but we can never know what was going on in her mind, what happened to her mind that night that made her kill herself or whatever.
I wanna be loved by you, just you, nobody else but you.
This section of my video is about the notebooks and diaries she used. In them, she writes about her insecurities, fears, loneliness, and the way she was abused, the people she met, etc. For example, she writes how her Aunt Ida used to beat and whip her, and how she used to make her feel like a sinister person for the mistake she did not commit. And in one part of the book, she writes about some lonely sailors who were throbbing of growth. In a black record notebook used around 1951, she writes how loneliness always vanquishes her, how she is defeated by it, no matter how much hard she tries to overcome it. And in page number 135 of this book, she writes how her silly mistakes may make people belittle her, or how her mistakes would make the director dislike her. So, and she mentions about her drive with 60 Italian fishermen in a bus, how warm and friendly they were towards her, and how she felt like going to Italy because of them, because of their warm and friendly nature. And in Italian Agenda book, she elucidates her feelings towards Arthur Miller, and she writes some personal details of the actor Peter Lawford. In a red live wire notebook shortly used before her death, she writes that all she wants to do is die.
Lady Blackbird flirts with the scarecrow. Scarecrow is waving at the moon. Old Mr. Moon makes hearts everywhere go bump, bump.
Marilyn from the beginning had nobody but herself. She had her beauty and her brain, which could take enormous amount of pressure. In these notes, we find that she attempts to fashion her body and sculpt her mind. She makes routines like every one of us. We find that she was hard on herself. She wanted to create someone meritorious, someone stronger than her. She wanted to be the Vogue of Hollywood, and until now she is. So in these books there are letters as well written to Paula and Lee Starsberg and to Dr. Greenson, her psychiatrist.
Though I'll be gone for a while, I know that I'll be smiling.
3 years ago, I've been to a restaurant and I saw the picture of this beautiful lady with the same mole on her cheek like I do. I came home and I searched the whole internet for her, and I found that she was Marilyn Monroe. After that, I found her so inspiring. I found her whole journey so inspiring. I found that the way she came out of poverty and became a big star in Hollywood so inspiring. She taught us what we could do with our own potential and what we could become with what God has given us. Her fierce ability to move forward when she felt insubstantial made me love her more. People say that she killed herself, but I really don't agree with them, because she was an angel with limited time on earth. As her time was over, she had to leave. But we really can't say that she is dead, because she is more alive. She is still alive in her films, in this book, and in people's hearts. I would really like to read the funeral eulogy by Lee Starsberg, because it takes someone to be a very wonderful, nice, kind, gentle person to inspire this much love from someone. So, funeral eulogy by Lee Starsberg. Marilyn Monroe was a legend. In her own lifetime, she created the myth of what a poor girl from a deprived background could attain. For the entire world, she became a symbol of eternal feminine. I have no words to describe the myth and the legend. I did not know this Marilyn Monroe. We gathered here today, knew Marilyn, a warm human being, impulsive, shy, sensitive, and in fear of rejection. Yet ever avid for life, reaching out for fulfillment, I will not insult the privacy of your memory of her, a privacy she sought and treasured, by trying to describe her whom you knew to you who knew her. In our memories of her, she remains alive, not only a shadow on a screen or a glamorous personality. For us, Marilyn was a devoted and loyal friend, a colleague constantly reaching for perfection. We shared her pain and difficulties and some of her joys. She was a member of our family. It is difficult to accept that her zest for life has been ended by this dreadful accident. Despite the height and brilliance she attained on the screen, she was planning for the future. She was looking forward to participating in the new, exciting things she planned. In her eyes and in mine, her career was just beginning. The dream of her talents, to which she had nurtured as a child, was not a mirage. When she first came to me, I was amazed at the startling sensitivity which she possessed and which had remained fresh and undimmed, struggling to express itself despite the life to which she had been subjected. Others were as physically beautiful as she was, but there was obviously something more in her, something that people saw and recognized in her performance and with which they identified. She had a luminous quality, a combination of wistfulness, radiance, yearning, to set her apart and yet make everyone wish to be part of it, to share in the childish naivete which was at once so shy and yet so vibrant. This quality was even more evident when she was on the stage. I am truly sorry that public who loved her did not have the opportunity to see her as we did in many roles that foreshadowed what she would have become. Without a doubt, she would have been one of the really great actresses of the stage. Now it is all at the end. I hope that her death will stir sympathy and understanding for a sensitive artist and woman who brought joy and pleasure to the world. I cannot say goodbye. Marilyn never liked goodbyes, but in the peculiar way she had of turning things around so they faced reality, I will say au revoir. For the country to which she has gone, we must all visit someday. August 9th, 1962. Thank you.